morning, everybody, from Going Monarch Homestead. I know we've been away for a while. I had a graduation in Florida, had a great time. I'm so proud of my son. And so today, I'm going to do a little catch up with you and do some work, hopefully. It's been hard adjusting to the different allergens and trying to get my balance, and my hearing still isn't back to where it was. But we're getting there. So I've got sun protection because it's been really hot, and I've got my hat, and I've got my water, and I've got you. So let's go see what's new on the homestead, shall we? Laundry's going, of course. Right outside the door is the first thing that I should show you that's new on the homestead. We've talked about the fact that our water has been a problem because we had broken faucets that were attached to the house. Was the only water source on this property. The one in the front was broken, and the one in the back was leaking water and flooding all along the foundation, making even the water runoff situation even worse. So it may not look pretty yet, but Carrie replaced that hydrant, so now we can get water out to this garden and then the one out there more effectively. So that's good. And we did get a load of soil right before I left for Florida, and some really kind neighbors helped us with that, but just wasn't enough, and it was probably not quite composted enough for what we needed. But we brought it back, and we just weren't able to get the equipment over, and so we bought. So I bought soil yesterday, 20 bags, so that I can get my my garden up to snuff. Some of my seeds did not germinate, probably because of the water problem. So I'm probably going to get in here and reconfigure this, also because of drainage problems over there. So I may be taking down some of these mounds, reconfiguring the water system. And I haven't had too many weeds other than some encroachment back over there. I do have mulch. We did bring one small load of mulch, but it's very sticky. It was just, you know, the power guys bringing it when they had to cut back for install their power poles. So we started putting up a few pallets around the pallet garden. We have a pseudo gate, so we also attached the cattle panels for the squash to grow up on. So that's done. Let me take you over here to the other project. I'll stick my water here. So we are getting sheep. So we know we're getting 2 females. I have to give a call to the gentleman to go see his place where we're going to get the rams. So this area here, because of the fact that this is such a big property, that we would like to rotate grazing animals in, it's very costly. And on top of that expense, we also found livestock guardian dogs, 2 female Great Pyrenees puppies. Do I just take off more than I can chew or what, people? All right, so they will need training. Now she's working with them, the owner, because she has adults, and they're not guarding sheep right now. They are guarding the people on their property because they live off-grid, out in apparently the middle of nowhere. So I don't even have the opportunity to tour their property, but I figure I'm gonna have a pretty good idea of how these dogs were treated by the way that they act. I've been around a lot of rescue dogs, including our 2 that we have, and you see right away from the way they act if there's any mistreatment. So I had a very long conversation with her. She is a homesteader. She does follow a homestead channel that's very highly respected. So we're gonna go for it. And those guardian dogs that are puppies, I'm learning a lot, I'm studying a lot, and they will expand their territory as they grow. There is no such thing as this is your territory, you can't go any further. I don't know how that is with adult dogs. It may be just an adolescent thing, but I'm hearing it's just goes and goes. So, in order to keep things as easy as they can be on this larger property for me and my situation, we are going to do perimeter fencing where they will be with the main guardian plan, which is going to be sheep. Now, they may decide that they want to guard chickens and they want to guard the turkeys and they want to guard everything, and that's just fine and dandy, because eventually all of those things will be in separate netting, in tractors running behind the sheep. However, the sheep have to be in their electric net within the perimeter fencing, the chickens, so on, so on, so on. So the perimeter fencing is so that I'm not one of these tragedies like I have been reading recently about people's dogs getting out in a rural situation and someone who just thinks it's fun to shoot animals point blank shoots them just because they're on their property, not because they're being hostile, not because they're doing anything to their property or to anything on their property. Just they're there, shoot them. If a dog, an animal is on my property and they are destroying something on my property, they are killing something on my property, they are being hostile towards me, and I cannot get or find out who they belong to. I don't have a relationship with them that I can call them and say, hey, your dog's out, it's over here, come get them, and expect them to come and get them in a responsible manner. I will not hesitate to shoot them. However, am I going to drop them? Am I going to kill them? Depends on the situation. I might actually fire into the air before I shoot them. Depends on what they're doing. Anyway, that's just my opinion, and I'm sure my husband will not agree with that. So, back to the story. So, what we're going to do initially, and this is something that these dogs are going to be here to start their training in like a week, Memorial Day weekend. And it is just me and my husband. And I'm telling you, if there's anybody out there in the homestead community who has some time coming up this Saturday, and they want to help us out, we would be greatly appreciative, and we will feed you. We're going to start bright and early this Saturday, but we did start, we did have a nifty new tool that we are using, which, man, takes a lot of the stress off of Carrie's shoulder, which she's back in physical therapy for that and on medication for it. But it's a great tool, and it was a great, we follow Living Traditions, and he was the one that introduced it, but I never saw him struggling the way we're struggling. So it's all fine and good if you can get a 5-foot post, but is a 5-foot post going to be adequate on a 6-foot fence when you're driving in a foot or more? Right. Okay. So I got 6.5-foot posts. Now the posts that we had before vary. I have some smaller ones and some larger ones, which I actually would prefer that we don't have small ones, to tell you the truth. I can use those elsewhere, like around my garden or, some other application. But you have to, it's a gas powered post pounder. Works like a dream, but you have to keep picking it up and putting it on top of the post. Well, if you're a 6-foot guy and you're trying to get that thing up while it's running on a 6.5 or more foot post, you're getting the gist, I'm sure. That in itself will get very, very hard on the body. So we have to come up with a way to get him higher than the post. So then he's going to be getting up and down, up and down, up and down every 8 feet, going down ridges and around and around and around and around. And around. That's the plan. So you can see this T-post here. There, that's the corner. The only reason I've decided to come this far up near the front of the property is because this tree is the only tree that's out here. Now, we will have a sheep shaw for shade inside the electric netting, so they will have shade, but having a tree is just phenomenal. Okay, so that's the corner. it's going to follow the tree line. I'm trying to stay as far out, about 4 feet out from the tree line is what I'm trying to do. And come along. We're going to go up there. And then we stopped dropping stakes about this side of those tires. There's tires right about there. So that's where we're going to start coming back up. Possibly. This depends. Ideally, what I would like to do, obviously, is do the whole property all the way around. But that's not feasible. I have 2 new rolls up here of 330, I think it is. So that's 660 feet of that fencing. I have 100-ish to 200 on top of that. So that's 860. So just under 1,000 feet of fencing. We're going to see how far it's going to go. We'll start here and we'll go and we'll go and we'll go, you know, to there, see how many feet that is. And then we'll come over here because we're gonna have to have some sort of gate. I'm not sure exactly where he wants that, but we already have cattle gates. So the lawnmower is the tractor now, so we have to have that width. And then we're gonna follow this up to, so there's the garden. I think we're gonna stay on this side of the garden because we don't want them too close to the garden. And then again, we'll see from there where we go. If it starts looking like we can go further, then we'll follow that tree line around those tires and up to the back and stay away from my garden up top up there, and maybe we'll come back this way like this. So we'll have this big chunk here, and we can always down the road, as we have money and stuff, hook back up, start another row and head that way, because the pig should be back there. I've heard nothing from the pig man. I don't know if they just haven't dropped piglets or what, but here's the next thing. Let's go for a walk. Yay, uphill. This is where I get my cardio, people. Oh, here's the other lovely thing that we discovered, which I almost wish I could get my the sheep up here. And I may still try to do that somehow. Poison ivy growing up side of the house, all along the house. Now there's spurts of it throughout the property, here and there, but this is where it's the worst, right up against the house. Now, I'm not as sensitive to it as Carrie is, but let's go over here and show you all this other good stuff that's been happening. Carrie's been working ever so hard. Well, I've been helping. He worked on it before, and you saw that video. But now we have electric all along here and down into there. He's gonna put a bracket on there, fill this back in. Let's come around here to his shop, which needs a good pressure washing and painting. Are you ready? There is no extension cord. No extension cord, people. Power box, line connected, and ta-da! You know what that means, folks? Not only does that mean that the man has power to do man things whenever I leave him alone and don't have projects, but that means he can fire up his saw. We'll have 2 extra security lights on the back, on the side here. Which I got to get some bulbs in there because they're motion lights and they'll work. So I got one there, and then there's one on the other side of the line, which will be quite handy because I can't really count on the one in the house. It doesn't work all that great. There's one over here, right there, and this is great to keep, help keep predator pressure down. although our chickens are up here now. We're running them up here. We came around, made the turn. So they are up there in their net. No problems. We've had no problems at all. So far, so good. Knock on wood. Let's take a tour of the garden. This is our burn pile. We're gonna have a big bonfire. Maybe if we can get some of y'all to come out and help out Saturday, that'd be great. We can have some food and have a big bonfire. That'd be fun. So, potatoes. I got them covered with more hay. The onions are in here. Onion starch are back there. I probably need to thin those out. My green beans are looking a little sad. I'm not sure if I just planted them too close or it's too much sun out here. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. And oops, I'm stepping on my sunflowers. My mammoth sunflowers. Don't step on me. So corn all through here, and again, this is that drainage. Corn, 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 corn. Pumpkins, and then I have some watermelon back there. I have more watermelon to come out here. I didn't realize I have more. So I'll have to get that in there. And yesterday was a full day because I had placed an order for all this fencing, and my order went scattered to 2 different stores. And I woke up yesterday morning and bling, bling, bling. Look at my phone. All the orders were in at the same time at 2 locations. Now I have a short bed pickup truck and no trailer right now. So I went down to one store. They loaded it. I said, "Hey, I want to rent your trailer, because you can get free trailer rental every quarter if you're a good neighbor on Tractor Supply. Keep that in mind, people." And it's a decent trailer. I mean, well, the one at this location was a decent trailer. And technically, I could have put my lawnmower on that sucker. It even had a little drive-up ramp. It was really cool. So anyway, first I said they didn't have it. I went outside and he was loading. He said, "Of course we got it." It's okay. We worked it all out. Finally got the trailer on. What should have probably taken me half hour, 45 minutes, took an hour and a half, because they didn't know how to do it. So finally got everything all loaded up on the trailer. So I got all the T-posts on the trailer, all the soil in the back of the truck, all the other things inside the back seat of the truck, and took off for the other town, which is where we used to live, and had lunch with my husband. He helped me. We went by and we picked up the roll fencing, put that on the trailer. He helped me with strapping it all down so it wouldn't end up on the road when I came home. I came back. I drove that truck back up here and unstrapped it, kicked the rolls of fence, and they just rolled, and that's where they landed right there. Easiest unload ever on that part. Then I dropped posts here, and I dropped posts there, and I dropped dirt here, and I dropped dirt there, and I dropped dirt in the gorilla cart. That was my first place to put it. That seemed like a smart place to put it, but it got full, and then gorilla just went, "Help me!" I had to stop. So yeah, anywho, back to the garden tour. I digress. My poor little fig tree is being inundated by weeds, so I need to get over here and get the weeds out of here and put something around it so the weeds aren't doing that. But I think we zip tied this. That was not real smart, but such as it is. So I'm gonna make sure that when we do our fencing, that is very well protected, because the sheep will eat that and eat that and eat that and be done. I probably need to make the wire further away from the plant too. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, goodness gracious, I'm exhausted already. And I haven't even started my morning stuff. Oh, before we go in the garden, there's one more thing we want to update you on. Well, actually 2, but I'm not sure if the one is still around. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Are you still here, kitty, kitty, kitty? Kitty, kitty, kitty. All right, kitty, kitty, kitty came back. We're calling him Smokey, because he looks smoky. So I put food, water, and his box up on the table, so if the dogs do venture out here, which they do sometimes, because I don't have them fenced in either, which is another thing I need to do. They won't get into the cat food. But I'm telling you what, that cat lost some weight. It was gone for at least a week. Might have been 2 weeks. No. I think we got him the Sunday before I left, so that would have been, yeah, a week. I hear you, kitty kitty. What you doing? What you doing, kitty kitty? Oh, you coming up the street? Are you a street walker too? Hey, Smokey. What is Smokey kitty kitty? What you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Hiding behind the tree. Meow. You're gonna lay in the road. That makes sense. Maybe he'll catch up with us later. Let's go into the shed, shall we? I gotta shut the door now. Kitty kitty will want to join us. And then I'll have a cat with baby chicks. I don't think I'm quite ready for that. All right. Let's see what's going on in here. What does this look like? This is a movable brooder. Good morning. Are you cold? You're finally underneath your plate, staying warm. Thank goodness. Peekaboo. These are 7 black Australorp chicks, which are coming up on, let's see, they started hatching when I left a week ago Wednesday, and today is Tuesday, so they're not quite a week old, probably a little less than a week old. Yes, I hear a kitty kitty outside meowing. So they're having a good day, having a good time in this space. And we did it this way so that we could use it as a progressive brooder. Because once these guys move out onto grass with their parents as replacement layers, then the turkeys will be here and they will be in here. I'll clean this all out. And all I have to do is move this and this and this. And I can scoop it all out. And if I have to wash it, I got my drain. And we'll fill it back up again. And the turkeys will be in here for a lot longer than these guys would be. I'm not sure how this will work for turkeys. I'll have to read up on that. There's only 15 of them, so I would think they would fit into there for the amount of time they'd need that kind of heat. But I do have heat lamps if I need them. So that's that. And it is time to get the squash out of here. And everything else is growing quite nicely. Finally, I did reseed some things, so the tomatoes are doing really well. And there's some watermelons mixed in back there that apparently I forgot. And I was going to take my plants out that I'm hardening off, and I'm not sure because I don't want Kitty Kitty to dig them up, as we saw on Justin Rhodes. So we may have to find some place a little higher than the shelf I was using. Part of the Tractor Supply run. That I'm going to use for the sheep. There's only going to be 4 of them. And then, of course, the dogs will probably be in it, too. And then I got this chow hound, which I also saw on Justin Rhodes' show under sheep. Chow hound. To store food for them when they're out with their sheep. Got the sheep net in here. And everything is just moving right along. Once I get these plants out of here, I can get this better organized and get some of the stuff down so that we can get everything back up to par. Things that got broken, things that need to be replaced, things that just need to be checked to see if they're still working. Carrie's not sure if it's going to be cool enough in here to process our CCs. So I'm not sure. We still have the recirculator machine that we can mount up there to bring outside air in and move it through. I hesitate to really put a permanent air conditioner of any kind in here because it would be a waste of energy. I may just have to get a bigger fan in here in order to do that. So we shall see where that leads us. I leave the light on so they see that it's daylight, so there's a difference between daylight and nighttime. I heard meow meow out here. Where's my meow meow meow? Where's that meowing coming from? Smokey! Where'd you go, Smokey? I heard you, Smokey. Where'd you go? Meow meow. Oh! Where are you, Smokey? Where's Smokey? Hi! Did you find your food and water? I put it up so the doggies couldn't get it. It's up here, babe. It's up here. See? I put it up here so the doggies wouldn't get it. We have woof woofs. We got woof woofs. Yeah. Yeah, you want to hang out with me while we play in the garden? All right. Bye. Aww. As you can see, he's friendly and very vocal. All right, guys, I think I pretty much got you all caught up. Now it's time to sweat. And I forgot my knife. I think I have one in the truck. I'll go get that one. So I will pick you up after I'm sweaty and gross. Hi. I just spoke and the camera was on. Okay, so I've got this nifty thing that my sister sent me. It's called the Cool Down. She got it at a butterfly festival, and I was supposed to let it soak in cool water in the sink for like 10 minutes flat. And I forgot about it until she texted me and said, hey, let me know how it works. So I went in and got it, and I tried wringing it, or not wringing it out, squeezing it out, because it says not to wring it out. And hi there, Smokey. And I've got it on. My hat won't fit too good with it on. It says you can keep it in the fridge the next day. So we'll see how it works. Told you I'd look like crap. So my review of this cool thing is, it wouldn't stay up on my head. And that might be because I let it sit in the water too long, expanded more than it's supposed to. I don't know. But I put it on the back of my neck, and then I moved it around to the front so I could wipe my eyes with it. So I don't know. It kind of feels good on the back of your neck. I mean, you know. So yeah. So I got all my plants moved out. The ones that are hardening off, I put them up on the deck. And I have gone through, of the 20 bags that I bought, I have 7 left, but my carrots didn't germinate, so probably because of the lousy soil mix that I had. So I'm probably going to add that to that row and reseed. Not real impressed with my cauliflower, my broccoli. I don't even remember what I put in there. I'm going to have to look back on some videos and see what that was that I planted there, because I don't think that came up either. It may be asparagus, because I did Brussels sprouts there and I didn't have an asparagus sign. So I'll have to think about that one. I don't even know if I have any seeds for that. So, of what came up, kale's coming up. Not huge, but coming up. I don't remember what I put up in that back one. This had a lot of washouts, so it may be, as they say, a wash. The cabbage is under here, doing okay. Probably could use a lot more water than it's getting. So I may be using the rest of that soil on amending these rows and reseeding them. My blueberries are already blooming, but of course the blueberries are really hard and they're starting to drop already before they've even ripened. So maybe not enough water, maybe not nutrient enough soil. I'll try to put some good soil around those. I'm going to bring some of the mulch in the pathways after I get this watered down a little better. I don't know if the drip is going to work on that. I'm trying it in just this section before I invest in any more of this hose. It seems to only be able to handle a certain amount of distance per faucet for water pressure. So anyway, so I guess I used just around 13 bags to do these 2 rows here. These ones will be the tomatoes. Those will be squashes and cucumbers, and I have okra as well. I have lettuce starts in there that I tried. So I'm going to add those. I think that's what I had right there, or half of the kale was lettuce. So some of that may be lettuce, and maybe none of the kale came up. Oh no, I see some purple kale. Awesome. It's the purple that I planted, so that I can see that now. So this end was lettuce, that end was kale. But I have lettuce start, so I'm probably going to bring some of those in. So maybe what I'll do is I'll amend this carrot here. I'll redo the carrots. I'll figure out a way to get this so that it doesn't wash out, or I'll work with it and I'll just say, okay, you're gonna wash out there, I won't plant there. I'll mound these up really good, and I'll put the lettuce in there that I have over there. I also have leeks over there. You can see how tall they're getting on the, they're right there. So I have the purple okra is going to go in as well. So, but I'm tired and hot, so it is time for Sandy to take a break. I will come out here and see how much this really did. What I might do is get the sprinkler from up there and bring it down here and see if I can position it and see if it will work better to soak these gardens really well, which is what we need. And if that's the case, I'll wind up all of this hose, zip tie it, and I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'm not going to play games with this stuff. Maybe it'll work after it's established and it requires maybe not so much water. I don't know, but it's frustrating. So I'll figure out the water situation. Next thing we're going to have to do, obviously, along with everything I talked about there, is put up these pallets. Now, I don't know if I can do that by myself. Long pause. I don't know if I can do that myself. I started off this process listening to a song by Mercy Me, Say I Can. Maybe Say I Can't. Yeah, Say I Can't. And the story is a lot more pivotal than mine, but it applies to almost every situation that you think you can't do something. So, that's where we're at. The chickens are underneath the warmer. It says the brooder is like 70 something and I'm burning up, but I can't go by that because I've been out in the sun. They're not. All of the pots that I have to plant herbs in, I'm gonna have to get potting soil for. So I guess I'll be at some point going and getting potting soil, but I'm supposed to be getting a delivery today. So I'm gonna go check my email. And I don't know if we'll be working outside tonight. It's Taco Tuesday. So I might just get this video up for you guys since you've been waiting so long for a video from us. And it's been nice talking to you today. I hope you guys are sticking with us through this process. And stay tuned for lots of new animals coming out on the homestead, and lots of infrastructure. So we hope you'll stay with us again, and we appreciate you. And we would really much like it if you would like and share our videos and subscribe if it's something that interests you, or you just want to follow us along. And please comment, and you know, if you're available Saturday, come join us, because we're going to have some really good food here. Most of it from our own farm. Obviously, the veggies not so much. So have a blessed day, and thanks for joining us. Bye.